Today we are going to understand a very important topic of nervous system, that is reflex arc. Now you understand what is reflex arc. Reflex arc is the pathway of what? Pathway of nerve impulses. Reflex arc is what? It is a pathway of nerve impulses, and when it happens during reflex action. Okay, so this is the pathway followed by nerve impulses during reflex action. So let us understand with a very simple example what we are trying to understand here about the reflex arc and reflex action. Now, there is a with the example I will teach you. For example, if a hand touches a hot pan, then what happened? Automatically we remove our hand. So this overall thing is called, this overall situation is called reflex action. And which pathway nerve impulses uses in order to happen this action, reflex action, is called reflex arc. Okay. Now suppose heat, hot pan heat is a stimuli. Okay. Now we put when our hand touches this heat, the hand skin is behaving as a receptor. Okay, the hand skin will receives the heat, then the sensory neuron will carry the message to the relay neuron, and from relay neuron the message is carried to the motor neuron. Now the motor neuron will carry the impulse or the message to the effector. Now here the effector is hand muscle, because we are removing our hand, and the response will take place how? With a removal of hand. So this is the pathway which our neurons are following in order for the response to take place. Okay, now so this is, so I explain you with the help of example, hand touches hot plate. Okay, now this pathway, we can generalize this pathway like this. Stimuli is received by receptor. Now from the receptor, sensory neuron carries the impulses or message to the relay neuron. Relay neuron carry the impulses or message to the motor neuron. Motor neuron carry the impulses to the effector, and effector then causes response to happen. Okay, and I explain this with the example of reflex arc when hand touches the hot plate. So I can make you understand this reflex arc by taking another example. For example, if some torch or a beam of light is focused in a human eye, what the person do? The person will close his or her eye. Okay? Now the closing of eye is the reflex action, and what will be the reflex arc for this? The stimuli will be the light. The stimuli will be the light here. Receptor will be your eye. Then the sensory neuron will carry the message to the relay neuron. There is excess light. Then relay neuron which is present in central nervous system will process it, and they will give message to the motor neuron ki go to the effector, and effector here will be eye muscle. Go to the eye muscle and tell them to close it, and then the eye muscle receives the impulse from the motor neuron, and the response is the closing of your eye. So this general pathway or reflex arc will fit everywhere. In any reflex action, you can use this reflex arc, or you can use this pathway to understand. Okay. Now here the sensory neuron, the relay neuron, the motor neuron, these will not change. Okay. Only the stimuli will change. Who is going to receive this stimuli? That means receptor will change, effector will change, and of course the response will change according to the reflex action. Now, so let us understand who can be stimuli. Those stimuli can be light, sound, smell, taste, pain, pressure, temperature. These can be stimuli. Now, the receptor will change according to the change in the stimuli. Suppose the stimuli is light, then the receptor will be eye. The stimuli is sound, then the receptor will be ear. The stimuli is smell, then the receptor will be nose. The stimuli is taste, then the receptor is tongue. The stimuli is pain, then the receptor is skin. Stimuli is pressure, receptor is skin. Stimuli is temperature, receptor is skin. So this is the common stimuli and these are the receptors receiving these stimuli. Okay. Now, one thing here you can say that the receptors are always sense organ. Okay. Now sense organ like eye, ear, nose, tongue and skin, these are receptors. Okay. Now coming to the effector. Now effector is only two types, muscles and glands. Okay. Now muscles, you know, if the stimuli is your pain which is received by skin, then and it is the hand who is receiving the pain, then the muscles will be the hand muscles. Okay. Now if the stimuli receptor is your eye, then the effector will be your eye muscles. So the effector can be either muscles or glands. Okay. Now what is glands? The glands are endocrine gland. For example, I can give you one example when the gland is behaving as effector. For example, when we eat food, then what happened after digestion and absorption? The glucose level in the blood increases. Okay. Now this message is sent to the central nervous system via sensory neuron, and then central nervous system via relay neuron send the message to motor neuron. Then since glucose level is high in the blood, so secrete insulin, and insulin is secreted by what? It is secreted by pancreas, which is a gland. So motor neuron will bring the message to pancreas. Effector here will be pancreas, which is a gland, is secrete insulin, which will balance the glucose level in the blood. So okay, so I hope I made you understand, right?